All right. Hey everyone. Sitting here hoping to film this before it gets too dark. My kids built a fort. Um, Anyways, so I had a topic I wanted to speak of, and I honestly had such a busy day with clients, and I'm about to hop on for two more consults tonight, so it's definitely a long day. Um, I didn't want to have to film a video and then edit it and then upload it because that's just takes so much time. So I thought I would pop on here just for like 15 minutes and talk about the gut and how do you know when it's healed. And within that 15 minutes, I'll answer any questions that I can as well. So if you have anything, you can leave them in the comments. But today has been a crazy day. I'm so tired, so this isn't going to be too long and it's not going to be very energetic. But I do get a lot of questions regarding once you've done candida cleansing and healing the gut, how do you know when you can like stop, and how do you know when you're done? So I want to start by saying that there's no timeline, so I don't know how long it's going to take for each individual to heal their guts. It also depends on what you're talking about. So some people have candida overgrowth, some people have candida and parasitic overgrowth. Some people have a lot of mold toxins in their gut. Some people have an actual autoimmune disorder in their digestive system, whether it's IBD or Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, where there's a lot of inflammation. So then that has to be addressed. Essentially, the gut lining and the microvilli in the gut cannot rebuild themselves and heal as long as there is inflammation, or at least chronic inflammation. So that's always the first thing to target. So everyone is different. It depends on how strict you are. But I always recommend, in terms of the gut, you always want to rid, repair, and then replace, which just means that you want to rid your gut of all the bacteria like candida and parasites, but also mold toxins. Any like old stool. Some people can have stool sitting in their guts for like a year because they're not eating enough fiber to like scrape the colon. So that's also needs to be taken out. Some people have too many heavy metals sitting in their gut. That needs to be taken out. So you rid your gut not only of bacteria, but also of toxins in general. And the kids are still awake, so you're going to hear them talking in the background. So that's the first stage. Then you go on to like the repairing phase. So once the toxins are out of the gut, inflammation should be reduced. So within this, of course, you're doing dietary changes. You're not just taking supplements. So when you're ridding your gut of bacteria and toxins, you're doing a very cleansing diet. So no toxins in the diet, high fiber, whether that's from chia and flax and vegetables or anything else. And then lots and lots of like water, plus your supplements like your antifungals and whatever else you're using to detox your gut. Charcoal, chlorophyll. So I have a lot of videos on how to cleanse the colon, but you would do all of that. Once you get onto like the repairing phase, and essentially most toxins are gone, you're doing more healing foods. So more of a soothing diet like soups, pureed things, so smoothies, steam all the vegetables so that everything's easy to digest. Lots of like bone broths or gelatins. Some people can't tolerate bone broth if you have, like kidney issues and stuff because it's higher in oxalates. So then do more gelatin or collagen, L-glutamine. So you're doing a really healing diet and healing supplements. So aloe vera gel and slippery elm. These are the kind of things that you want to do. And then again, there's no timeline. Everyone's different. Then the last phase would be to replace, I guess, all the good bacteria. So you want to flood your system with probiotics. You want to take a lot of prebiotics and that kind of stuff, fermented food. Throughout all the phases, I recommend probiotics, but especially during the last phase, you really want to flood. So you can do like 500 billion a day or more, based on your budget, because it can get quite expensive. But those are the three stages. Now, in terms of how long each stage it should be, you have to go off of symptoms. So this is where the question, how do I know I'm healed, comes in. So the first symptoms that make you think you have candida, whether it's bloating or mood swings or fatigue, eczema, so whatever is causing your overgrowth, or whatever you think is causing your overgrowth, those are the symptoms you want to look out for and see if they reduced. Once they've reduced significantly and you just feel better overall, it's probably a good chance candida's pretty much gone or parasites are pretty much gone. And then at that point, I would just continue the cleanse for like another couple weeks, just to make sure, and then you can pretty much be done. So you can also look in your stool and see if there's parasites and that kind of stuff as well. Or you can do a stool analysis before and a stool analysis after when you think you're done and see the candida levels as well. So there's a few ways to test, but the big thing here is it's not that you're gonna cleanse from candida and then be like, okay, I can eat sugar again, I can, eat all these bad foods, because it will come back. So even though you're done cleansing from candida, you can be a little less strict with your diet, but you still should be consuming things like raw garlic, coconut oil, lots of like Ceylon cinnamon on a regular basis. That way you can keep it at bay. And as long as you're doing that, you don't have to get every bit of candida or parasites out of you, because if you continue to eat clean after the candida cleanse is done, you won't have to worry about overgrowth. So I usually say for the most part, do about a 3-month cleanse, but everyone will be different. Some need less, some might need more. So they usually go off of your symptoms to see if you're, I guess, healed from candida. Healed is not the right word, but you know what I mean. And then at that point, you would then move on to the repairing phase. So this is the phase where you notice if you have high histamine, if you have any type of indigestion or digestive issues in general, or if you feel like you eat a meal and like within a half hour to an hour after you eat it, you feel terrible, whether it's fatigue or mood swings or something, it's a good chance that toxins are leaking into the gut. So you keep healing your gut with healing foods and supplements until those symptoms are gone, until you feel a lot better. The thing with healing the gut is this phase also shouldn't stop. So once you're done, or you think you're done after a couple months of like really healing the gut, you're not going to just jump back to eating, greasy pizza and donuts every day, because that's just going to destroy your gut. So you want to make sure you're kind of continuing the healing phase forever. Make it a lifestyle and do things like aloe here and there, L-glutamine or gelatin here and there. Load up on probiotics whenever you can. Eat fermented foods. As long as you're supporting your gut after just a couple months of gut healing, then you can pretty much say your gut's healed and just take care of it going forward. So there's no like official way to know when the phase is over, but go off your symptoms and then continue the phase. That way, in case it's not over, if you're still taking care of your gut overall, then you'll be good. So for example, my family and I, like my psoriasis, everything's gone, so I'm not as strict with my diet. So we will go out to eat. I'm always gluten-free and stuff, but I will order just gluten-free pizza, which is not healthy. It's, full of yeast and bad ingredients. But I will still order it. And I just make sure that the whole day prior, I drink lots of gelatin. I take my digestive enzymes before a meal. Even though my gut's healed and I feel great, I still take these precautions. And these are going to be lifelong precautions. And that way, when I do have something like pizza or ice cream, for example, it's not going to damage my gut. My gut can handle it. So I hope this is making sense. Comment below if you're confused and I can try to explain it a little better. So that's the next phase where you, like I said, go off of symptoms after a couple months. Some people might not need that long, but if you do 2 or 3 months of like gut healing foods and a really healing diet, you're probably good to just stop that and just continue taking some enzymes here and there and that kind of stuff, and taking care of your digestion, lots of herbal teas. And then just kind of, like I said, maintain. And if you're maintaining, your gut will be fine. And then the last phase is replacing. So you want to flood your system with probiotics for about 30 days, high dosage if you can afford it. I recommend between 500 billion to 1,000 billion, so it's a lot. But it's only for 30 days. And at that point, it should be populated enough where you maybe replenish every other month or every 7 to 8 weeks. So it won't be that crazy. And when you replenish, you can replenish with like a 15 billion or something. So it doesn't have to be, the 500 to 1,000 billion for the rest of your life. It's usually just for 30 days. And then you can probably at this point, if you had histamine intolerance, it's the kids. If you had histamine intolerance or anything like that, it should be gone by this point if your gut's healed and if candida is gone, because those are usually the triggers, is like mold or candida that makes you so sensitive. So if you've done those and it's gone, you shouldn't have histamine response from having fermented foods, so you can eat those to help give you probiotics. And sorry, kids are so crazy today. It's been one of those days. But you can consume things like the fermented food, and it won't cause an issue. or like a histamine issue at least. So those are the 3 phases, and based off of your symptoms is how you know you're healed. Like I said, everyone's different, but for me, the biggest thing for Candida was like skin issues, digestive issues, what else? Like bloating, gas is what I mean by digestive issues, mood swings, fatigue, just not feeling like yourself, having random pains and you don't know why, joint pain. Once that's gone, most of that should clear up. Once your gut's healed, histamine issues should clear up, gas and bloating should clear up, feeling like you get a reaction after you eat something pretty quickly, that should clear up. And then you can say, okay, I'm pretty good, and from now I'm just going to maintain, and then that's pretty much it. So I hope that this is making sense. Allergies are linked to leaky gut because that means something that you're eating is the undigested particles. They're microscopic, but they're still undigested and they're still particles. They will pass the gut lining and enter your bloodstream, and at that point your immune system will release the antibodies and cause all this inflammation like around that meal that you ate. So yes, usually allergies are related to leaky gut, and candida overgrowth and stuff. And if you calm your immune system and seal up the gut, then those foods can't enter the blood, so your body doesn't come in contact with it. Thoughts on water kefir? Good. You can do that. Some people, again, are just sensitive to it, but it would be good to add during the replenishing phase of probiotics. Hey from Newfoundland, Canada. What's your thoughts on HCl supplements and what it does to make sure you help heal the gut? I recommend HCl to a lot of clients because a lot of people do have an underactive stomach, and the whole point of calming inflammation down is making sure you're digesting your food really well. And sorry, it's getting dark because sun's going down, but making sure you digest your food really well. So taking HCl can be really good because then it means that your food's not sitting in your colon causing inflammation, and bacteria aren't feeding off of it, causing fermentation and gas and bloating. So it's really good, but be careful because if you don't have an underactive stomach, it can cause irritation. Most of the creams contain zinc oxide. Is there benefits putting nutrient on your skin topically? Yeah, you want like the nanoparticle free zinc oxide. That's okay. I don't know what you mean by is there benefits putting nutrients on your skin topically. Like usually you would just do topically if you have major digestive issues and you're not absorbing stuff. So like cod liver oil could be good on your skin. How can I get a consult with you? You can go to my website, which will be in the description box. It's holisticspring.com, and you can just click the contact page and contact me through there, or email me directly to health@holisticspring.com. We shouldn't take probiotics monthly. You should take probiotics monthly, but you want to do like usually if you're doing the monthly, you're doing a lower dose, probably between 30 to 50 billion, so that's good. But when you are doing like the replenishing phase, you want to just load up. So do 500 to 1,000 billion. And at that point, if you have that high dosage for 30 days, you don't have to replenish monthly. You can replenish every other month and you'll be good. So it's just kind of saving money, I guess, long term, but you can definitely replenish every month if you can afford it, and it's going to do you like a lot of good. So you don't take HCl your whole life because you don't want any supplement your whole life because your body creates all of these nutrients or acids on their own. So you only supplement until your body's capable of doing that. If you supplement long term, your body won't create what it needs, and therefore your body's reliant on the supplement, which we don't want. The whole goal is that our body just functions the way it should. So you take it until you feel like your digestion's much better, and then you can stop, and your stomach should be able to handle it from there. Usually hydrochloric acid deficiency is related to the thyroid, so it probably won't fix itself until you balance your thyroid as well. Oral thrush can create dry lips, but dry lips is usually more essential fatty acid deficiency, so try getting cod liver oil in your diet consistently for a couple months. Oh, don't know what's happening. What's your take on food grade hydrogen peroxide? I've never done that, so I don't really have an opinion on it. What about Antrantil? I am not sure what you're talking about, Paige. If anyone else knows what she's mentioning, then you can put it down there. Taking gelatin is difficult due to thickness and gumming up. You can blend it in a smoothie and you won't even know it's there, or I like just adding it to hot tea and I drink the tea right away and you, again, don't really know it's there, and it's really soothing for you. Have you had many cases of keratosis pilaris? Yeah, I have lots of clients with keratosis pilaris, so that's all to do with fungal, and once you balance out your fungal issues, it usually clears up. There's sometimes more underlying issues than just fungal, but it's getting dark, guys. I'm going to sign off soon. But yeah, definitely address fungal overgrowth if you have that skin issue. Does zinc deficiency cause low stomach acid? Yes, zinc, but not just zinc, a lot of minerals, but also stomach acid production is more related to stress and more related to an underfunctioning thyroid, because when you eat a meal, it's your thyroid gland that stimulates your blood to release hydrogen and chlorine atoms into your stomach. So again, balancing your thyroids is where to focus. And to balance your thyroid, you would need things like zinc and selenium and that kind of stuff. In America, my father takes, oh, I'm from New Zealand, Antrantil. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Sorry, Paige. Having crazy allergies right now. Same with others. Not sure if it's from the weather or is that the only candida overgrowth. Candida overgrowth is not the only issue with allergies. If you have like mast cell activation, mold toxicity, heavy metal toxicity, just inflammation in general, your immune system is just out of whack. Specifically, your Th2 is super high, your Th1 is super low, and because of that, you're getting just like this inflammatory response that's just like a crazy cycle, and it doesn't end. So you have to calm inflammation, and you have to figure out what your root cause is of that inflammation. So most people have in common candida and parasites usually, but some people also have mold, some people have Lyme disease, some people have different viruses that they don't know of. So you have to find the root cause to calm inflammation and then start getting like sealing the gut to start preventing any more inflammation in the blood. So I'm going to sign off here, guys, because it's getting dark and I have to hop on to a couple more consults before the night ends. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. If you have more questions, leave them in the comments once this video is posted, and we'll chat soon.